The image clears of dirt and dust as a hand wipes the lens clean. A figure holds the ghost up, looking into the lens. Harsh light from an unfamiliar sun backlights the four-armed creature, making it impossible to see its face. Its massive head turns, and a clicking and chittering voice can be heard speaking to something off-screen. While the noises themselves are harsh, the tone and content seem almost gentle. A curious creature, not a violent or angry one. The lens refocuses beyond the creature's head as it talks, and a startling landscape climbs to the horizon. It's a paradise. Carefully tended lakes and rivers, water everywhere, wind their way between fields of lush iridescent crops and into groves of starkly colored trees. Every inch of the land seems engineered, brushed by a sculptor's hand for form and function both. The sky is a light pink, spotted with clouds and crowded with ships. Thick lanes of our aerial traffic soar through the air, tightly managed and seemingly endless. And beyond it all, above the clouds, hangs a perfect alabaster sphere. The image wobbles, shaking, flickering as if the ghost is blinking, and the fragment ends. Hi there, everyone. Welcome to another Date with Destiny. I'm your host, Mighty Mr. Mustache, the mightiest mustache in the universe. Over the course of these videos, I'll be exploring the lore of our favorite little game, digging deep into the known facts and the rumor and myth that can be found in the grimoire. As we get to grips with the deeper story behind the light and the dark and all of the characters, you can enjoy some footage of me and my clan members playing through the game's content. If you'd like to join us in our fun, feel free to contact Del Handrel on PS4 and apply to join our clan, House Stormwind. You can also subscribe to my channel and, of course, slap a like on this video and help a fellow gamer out. What you just heard is the text of a grimoire card. It is a fragment of recording from a ghost who traveled in time and space to a world ruled by the Yesssss, or as we know them, the Fallen. They are today's topic, and there is a huge amount of information on this race, known as the Yesssss. Without a doubt, they are the most complex of the four species we face in the game. On the surface, they are a desperate band of pirates and scavengers, picking over the carcass of our civilization and haunting the wastelands of our former colonies. But you don't have to dig very far to find a tragic story that points to some disturbing things involving the Traveler and the Light. What caused the Yesssss to become the Fallen? And the long and harsh road they have walked ever since is a cautionary tale about putting too much trust in our beloved sphere of goodness. Let's roll up all four sleeves and explore the Yesssss. Yes. The tale begins uncounted years in the past, when the Traveler happened on a race that caught its attention. They were known as the Yesssss, a four-armed humanoid species who we know very little else about. Considering the long span of time that they have been the Fallen, even they may no longer remember much about that time. The Yesssss we know in the game are a ruthless, space-faring race divided into noble houses, each led by a giant and brutal Kell. They bicker and fight with each other, and with anything else that they think they can defeat, while scavenging for technology and raw materials, mostly to produce ether. Ether is their food, for lack of a better term, and given enough of it, a Fallen may grow to giant size and strength. Among the houses of the Fallen as we face them, ether is controlled by their Kell, and doled out by servitors, large machine AIs who strongly resemble the Traveler. It wasn't always this way for the Yesssss. Through contact with Varix, a powerful member of their race who threw his lot in with the reef and turned on his own kind, we know that once the Fallen race was more like us, more like humanity. They lived on planets of their own and ruled over multiple star systems. We even get a brief view of the Yesssss Golden Age when a ghost is sent through time and records contact with a Fallen. So the Fallen are vastly different from the Yesssss of the Golden Age, a necessary evil brought on by the hardships of survival. They were once blessed with their own Golden Age, living in a paradise of fertile worlds and enjoying peace and a lifestyle which allowed for curiosity and kindness. A great deal of what we think we know about the Light and the Traveler hinges on this one thing. Whether or not the Fallen were a peaceful and developing civilization when it was found by the Traveler. Did the Traveler turn them into the harmonious, peaceful culture we get a glimpse of, or were they already on their way and it simply helped them along? If they were already a race of pirates under a brutal, feudal regime, then that would indicate that the Light and the Traveler are far more powerful than we might have imagined, capable of changing the course and ideology of an entire race. Consider that humanity has its own history of genocide and near constant warfare, and then look at our golden age under the Traveler. How much was our own decision-making? And how much was the influence of our shiny, round space savior? There is a third possibility as well. The Traveler may look for a key moment or indicator in a race's evolution and development that show it we are ready to advance. It may be that every race goes through its own barbaric stage, and at one point, a key tipping point, it is ready to come to the light. Regardless of how the Fallen came to be the way they are, we do know a couple of concrete facts about them. The arrival of the Traveler heralded their own golden age as it brought technology, most importantly a means to create an unlimited supply of ether. It effectively ended hunger among the Elixni, and fed their other hunger, which was for machines and tech. They worshipped the Traveler as a machine god, and did everything they could to pattern themselves and their culture around its influence. They have no fear of bionic enhancements, and worship the machines they create to serve them, even making them in the likeness of the Traveler. If you've played the game at all and seen a servitor, you can't have missed the resemblance. The Fallen are innately curious, maybe even more so than humanity, and that may have aided in the move towards higher and higher levels of technology. The other thing we know is that the Traveler abandoned them when the darkness arrived. It fled the Elixni, leaving them to be destroyed by whatever forces were hunting it. There are no records among the Hive that show a fight with the Elixni, but then, to the Hive, such an event would barely be worth mention, so it is likely them who brought about the fall. We don't know if the Fallen are unique in their response to this attack, but it may be that they were the first to simply pack up the remains of their culture and take to the stars, chasing down their revered machine god. They aren't here to conquer humanity. I mean, they would if the chance presented itself, but their true purpose is to wrestle the Traveler away from us and once again be its chosen race. They are religious fanatics hunting their own holy grail across the universe. And like all fanatics, they don't care about much else. Another thing about the Fallen we face now is that it is superbly represented is the division within their own ranks. An entire house swore allegiance to the Queen of the Awoken when she killed their Kel, and some individuals have also crossed the lines to take up the side of humanity, some for selfish reasons, and some because they are intelligent enough to see the potential. And this presents some amazing storytelling possibilities. Could the Elixni be made allies? If enough of the current Kels were defeated and replaced with leaders friendly to humanity, or at the very least replaced with leaders who weren't psychotic fanatics, we could see a united front against the darkness. The House of Devils have broken into the nanotech of Siva, and if their leadership was taken out and Siva repurposed to its intended original purpose, the Fallen could be tempted into an alliance with the promise of advanced technology. The interactions with Varix at the Reef and the attitude he holds towards the most ruthless of his race lends a lot of credence to that idea. So what do you all think? Could we see a future Destiny game where House Judgment rules a reunited Elixni race who are allied to humanity? Could we even have playable Fallen characters? Would there have to be a civil war among the Fallen first, and what part would the Guardians take in it? I also haven't gotten into any of the specific characters among the Fallen. I hope to devote videos to the most interesting ones on their own, and I prefer to keep these videos short enough to keep you guys from getting bored. So if you want to see videos on Skolas or Taniks or any of the other colorful characters in Destiny, keep an eye out for future vids, and let me know in the comments who you'd like to see first. I've been your host, Mighty Mr. Mustache. Thanks for listening, have a great day, and great gaming.